What caused the blue screen of death is a question everyone is asking after the worldwide crash of computer systems this week. A routine update of CrowdStrike's widely used cybersecurity software triggered a massive global cyber calamity on Friday. Experts now say the update may not have undergone adequate quality checks before it was deployed.
Microsoft's really in hot water right now. Their famous Windows system is dealing with a huge glitch called the blue screen of death that's making computers crash and restart non-stop. Could this be a sign of a bigger problem that Microsoft's trying to keep under wraps? Stick with us as we dig into the real story behind these sudden blue screens that big companies don't want you to find out. Computer crashes, hitting lots of sectors. Major sectors like banking, media, and online services across various countries are feeling the pinch. Even AWS, a giant in cloud services, is dealing with big problems. Things have gotten so bad that airport operations are disrupted, banking systems are glitching, and even government websites are affected. Karthik Motra sheds some light on what's going down. He explains the blue screen of death as a situation where your computer just locks you out. You can't restart it on your own or force a reset. Instead, you're stuck waiting for the computer to do its thing and update, which can take forever. This annoying issue is a hot topic on X, where folks are venting about being stuck on this blue screen, unable to move forward with any updates. This mess isn't just a home computer issue. It's sweeping through whole industries and has been reported in places like the US, Australia, and India. Over in India, for instance, the aviation sector is seeing some turbulence, with airlines like Indigo and SpiceJet facing delays. But it's not just about Microsoft's Office 365. This problem stretches to their cloud service, Microsoft Azure. Azure is crucial for running cloud-based operations for countless businesses, from airlines and banks to big retail players. Both Azure and Amazon's AWS are vital for these services, but with Azure in such a mess, many businesses are in a tough spot. The situation is pretty dire, and Microsoft is scrambling to figure out what's messing things up. They haven't confirmed if it's a malware or a cyber attack causing all this chaos. There's also some buzz that it might be something specifically with Windows 10. Is this issue unique to that version, or is it hitting other Windows versions too? That's still up in the air as investigations go on. The trouble with Windows 10 seems to be connected to the Office 365 suite, hinting that if you're using this version of Microsoft Office 365 on your computer, you might face some hiccups. Yet, a bigger worry is looming over critical services worldwide, like banks, airlines, and retail stores. This major trouble is coming from the cloud services, crashing regardless of the computer or operating system you're using. It's super important for Microsoft to dive deep into this problem fast and update everyone, from everyday folks to big corporations, on what's causing these disruptions. Right now, everyone's left guessing. Is it a cyber attack, a simple tech snag, a recent update gone wrong, or some sneaky malware causing trouble? These unanswered questions are sparking major concern globally. Government websites aren't escaping this either, and it's not just a few places in the US, but worldwide. We're seeing banking systems, airports, and government sites all hitting a standstill. This widespread mess raises fears that there might be more to these failures than it seems, maybe even a deliberate move to stir up chaos. Looking at everything, this doesn't just feel like a minor tech blip. It seems there could be a deliberate effort to mess with systems and prevent them from working right. The impact is global, touching countries from the US to Australia and India, and based on what folks are sharing on social media like Twitter and X, it looks like many other areas are struggling too. This worldwide issue hints at a potential external strike on Microsoft's systems, shaking both Azure, their cloud platform, and Office 365. This whole ordeal really shows how much we all count on Microsoft for our daily activities. From tweets to Reddit posts, like one from a user in Malaysia saying, 70% of the laptops are down, it's clear that the effect is vast and immediate. Flights are grounded and businesses across different sectors can't run as usual. From Seattle emerges a visionary set to redefine our interaction with technology. PCs? Bill Gates' passion. Bill Gates was born on October 28, 1955 in Seattle, Washington. His father, William H. Gates Sr., was a prominent attorney, and his mother, Mary Maxwell Gates, served on various company and charity boards. Gates grew up with two sisters, Christiane, his older sister, and Libby, his younger sister. From a young age, Gates had a keen interest in computers. At just 13, he coded his very first program. He attended a private school named Lakeside School, where he befriended Paul Allen, who would eventually become his partner in business. Their school was one of the few at the time to have a computer. Gates and Allen took full advantage, honing their programming skills. They even developed a program to manage their school's payroll and launched a small venture called Traf-O-Data, which analyzed traffic data. In 1973, Gates enrolled at Harvard University, but he dropped out in 1975 before earning his degree to embark on a new venture with Allen. They sensed a huge opportunity in personal computers and set out to create software for them. Their first project was a programming language called BASIC for the Altair 8800, an early personal computer. That same year, they founded a company called Microsoft in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The name Microsoft was inspired by blending microcomputer and software. Their breakthrough came when they struck a deal with IBM to supply the operating system for IBM's first personal computer. This agreement was transformative because it allowed them to market their operating system, known as MS-DOS, to other manufacturers. Microsoft expanded rapidly, developing numerous software solutions. One of their most successful products was Windows, which was user-friendly because it allowed users to navigate with a mouse instead of typing commands. Windows quickly dominated the market, and by the mid-1980s, Gates had become a billionaire. In 1986, when Microsoft went public, Gates became the youngest self-made billionaire. Microsoft continued to innovate and expand its product lineup, including Microsoft Office, which featured applications like Word and Excel. By the early 1990s, virtually every computer user was running Windows, and Gates was at the helm of a colossal enterprise. However, the journey wasn't without its bumps. In the late 1990s, the US government accused Microsoft of monopolistic practices aimed at maintaining its dominance in the software market. The company had to settle the lawsuit, which forced it to alter some of its business practices. In 2000, Bill Gates stepped down as CEO of Microsoft, though he didn't leave the company completely. He continued to guide software development efforts, while Steve Ballmer, a longtime associate, took over as CEO. By 2006, Gates began shifting his focus more toward philanthropy, scaling back his operational role at Microsoft, and by 2008, he had stopped working full-time at the company. Bill Gates married Melinda French in 1994. Together, they started the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in 2000, a powerhouse in global health improvement, educational enhancement, and poverty reduction. It has grown into one of the largest private philanthropic entities worldwide, driving major initiatives to eliminate diseases and boost educational systems globally. In 2010, Gates and his buddy, billionaire Warren Buffett, launched the Giving Pledge, urging the world's richest to donate a majority of their fortunes to charity. Beyond his charitable work, Gates has also backed ventures aiming to develop eco-friendly energy solutions and advance healthcare technologies. In 2020, Gates reduced his involvement in Microsoft to focus more on his philanthropic pursuits. He and Melinda, who have 3 children, Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe, announced their divorce in 2021, but committed to continuing their joint philanthropic efforts. Throughout his career, Gates has garnered numerous honors, such as being knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 2005 and receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016. Despite facing controversies and debates over the years, his contributions to technology and global charity have left a significant mark on the world. Bill Gates' journey from a software pioneer to a global philanthropist illustrates the profound influence one person can have on addressing critical global challenges. His move away from Microsoft enabled him to dedicate his resources and influence to supporting vital health and educational initiatives worldwide. The Foundation's efforts in funding vaccines have played a crucial role in reducing the prevalence of deadly diseases like polio and malaria. Additionally, the educational programs funded by his foundation have offered scholarships and resources, significantly enhancing educational opportunities for underprivileged communities. These efforts show how thoughtful philanthropic strategies can lead to major advancements in global health and education, demonstrating the powerful impact of strategic giving. Deep within our digital dependency lies a fragile framework vulnerable to disruption. Why dependable cloud services matter. So much right now. The current hiccups really show how much today's world leans on solid digital setups. As more businesses, governments, and everyday folks use cloud services for pretty much everything, having these systems run smoothly is key to their success, and by extension, the health of the world's economy. The fact that everyone counts so much on giants like Microsoft means any big downtime doesn't just hit certain companies or areas, but could throw a wrench into worldwide economic activities. Thinking about the bigger picture, this mess lays bare how fragile our connected digital frameworks are. It underlines the need for tough cybersecurity steps and the importance of quick, effective reactions to potential dangers. Businesses need to always be checking and refreshing their security plans to guard against both old and new threats. Plus, this whole ordeal is a wake-up call to boost global teamwork in fighting cyber threats. As these dangers get craftier and more harmful, banding together globally to tackle them becomes super important. This recent shakeup might really change how businesses and governments look at safeguarding their data and keeping their operations smooth. They might be spurred to adopt cutting-edge tech like AI and machine learning to predict and stop issues before they blow up. It also stresses how crucial it is to have fallback plans and alternate setups ready so things can keep rolling even when surprises strike. As we navigate through this crisis, it's clear that putting all our eggs in one basket with just a few providers for crucial services is a gamble. This situation might make more folks push for greater variety and backup options in cloud services, ensuring that a hiccup in one area doesn't paralyze everything. Moreover, this could ignite fresh innovations in cloud tech, leading to the development of sturdier and more secure systems capable of handling diverse threats. The snags we're seeing with Microsoft's cloud offerings are more than minor blips. They pose significant hurdles impacting numerous sectors globally. As we monitor this issue and await more details from ongoing probes, it's vital for all parties to absorb the lessons and beef up their systems against similar troubles down the line. This moment might mark a shift in how we manage and safeguard our digital spaces. The drive for upgraded security could lead to broader adoption of tech that autonomously senses and reacts to security threats, making our systems smarter and quicker to respond. Such technology not only tackles disruptions as they arise, but also anticipates them, enabling businesses and governments to take charge in a more forward-thinking way. Additionally, the focus on robust backup plans is critical. This ordeal proves that a solid primary system isn't enough. A dependable second string is essential to seamlessly step in when needed. For many companies, this may mean rethinking their disaster recovery tactics and possibly pouring resources into tougher solutions that guarantee smooth operations, no matter what. This crisis also highlights the significance of diversifying cloud service providers. Over-relying on a single source can leave companies exposed to a cascade of issues if that source falters. This could boost demand for cloud services that not only promise high uptime, but also offer the adaptability to pivot or scale as situations change. This, in turn, could spur competition among providers to deliver more resilient services, ultimately benefiting users. Moving forward, innovation will likely lead the way in cloud tech evolution. We could see new security measures that are simpler to deploy and better integrated with other IT systems. These advances could foster safer, more effective cloud environments that support the expanding needs of businesses and bolster their capabilities against digital challenges. While the problems with Microsoft's cloud services pose immediate hurdles, they also open doors for significant tech and strategic enhancements. This situation calls for a united effort from all stakeholders to not just fix the present issues, but also to rethink and strengthen their digital frameworks, securing a safer and more reliable future for all. Exploring the ripple effects, the consequences of tech failures extend far beyond temporary setbacks. Tech problems affecting worldwide companies. While it's too early to nail down precise figures, it's obvious that the trouble is really bad in places where Microsoft's tech is a big part of everyday life. In the US, Microsoft has to deal with competition from Apple's iOS, but in spots like India, Microsoft is king. Most PCs, whether in homes or offices, use Windows. This means, for instance, in India, about 90 to 95% of PCs in retail and personal use are getting hit. Relying so much on Microsoft's systems turns this tech hiccup into a massive headache that could shake up the economy and disrupt daily routines. When government portals crash, the big deal isn't just that the site is down. The real trouble is about the stuff people need to do on those sites. The domino effects of these crashes are huge, throwing a wrench into tons of everyday and business activities, making it tricky to estimate the full cost. Switching to the business scene, especially those depending on cloud tech, the role of platforms like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services is massive. They're top dogs in the global cloud market. If there's a glitch with one, like the current mess with Azure, it can mess up everything from banking, think offline ATMs and busted online banking, to big corporate deals being put on ice. These corporate deals are super important since they often move huge amounts of money. Even a tiny interest rate tweak, just 0.5 basis points, can cause financial swings worth millions. Right now, pinning down the full scope and depth of these issues is a big challenge. Think about how annoying it is for folks stuck in the middle of major financial moves or other key tasks when these problems popped up. Chipping in his thoughts here is Ahmed Dub, a cybersecurity pro. He's poking at whether this mess is just a Windows 10 thing or a bigger problem hitting more of Microsoft's gear. Dub points out immediate troubles in sectors like aviation, with flights grounded and banking operations frozen. Dub stresses the huge economic hit even small cloud hiccups can cause. There are trouble reports from all over the industry, including big airlines like Indigo and SpiceJet, plus healthcare and logistics firms. Since many companies build their operations on Microsoft's platforms, the ongoing glitches aren't just logistical nightmares, but are also bleeding money by the second. Dub also considers the chance of a cyber attack. Given Microsoft's solid security and their spread-out network, a normal tech glitch would usually only mess up a specific spot or data center. But the worldwide extent of the current issues points to something more planned and nasty. Dub thinks it could be the doing of an advanced persistent threat group, or maybe even backed by a government. The full story will probably only come out after a deep dive investigation. With around 70% of the global population facing the blue screen of death, we need to think about the kind of power needed to pull off such a widespread attack on a big IT player like Microsoft. This crisis makes us rethink our approach to cyber threats. Usually, cyber attacks are split into three types, focusing on breaking confidentiality, integrity, or availability. This crisis is a harsh reminder of how vital it is to keep systems running, a point often missed in cyber threat discussions. A breakdown in system availability, like what we're seeing, can lead to enormous financial losses. It shows that what might look like just an inconvenience or a tech snag can actually have deep and serious consequences. Do you think this blue screen issue is just a minor hiccup? Or could there be something bigger behind it? Share your views and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for the latest updates.